Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Nemo coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be talking about E3 2016, and I'm going to be discussing who I think won the conference this year. Was Microsoft able to pull off the upset, or did Sony win this year again? I'm going to be breaking that down today, but if you've not seen my E3 review videos, check those out in the description below, and then come back to this video. So yeah guys, I think this year's E3 was pretty good. I don't think it was as good as last year, but it was still pretty exciting, especially for the Microsoft and the Sony conference. Now I'm going to do my best to be objective, but I will be putting in my opinions in this video. So if you are not interested in that, check out another video on E3. I like to give my opinions on basically everything possible, so hopefully you're cool with that. If not, then there's plenty other videos out there that you could watch. But all my subs are the homies, so I don't think we're gonna have really an issue with that. Now starting off with the Xbox conference, because they were first, I'm gonna talk about them. So Xbox had a really good showing this year. I think it was a little better than last year, mainly because of the hardware announcement. Now to talk about the strengths of the Xbox conference, they showed off the new Xbox S, which was huge. Now my favorite games was shown at this year's E3 for Xbox was gotta be Gears of War 4, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, and I would say Halo Wars was also good, and Recore. Those were the games that I think that really carried the Xbox conference and made it interesting to watch. Now they announced their new initiative called Xbox Play Anywhere, which basically removes exclusivity to the Xbox console, and it moves the Xbox into more of a platform base, which is available on any Windows 10 machine, and I think that's really epic. Microsoft single-handedly ended the console war between Xbox and PlayStation. That was the second biggest highlight of the Xbox conference. Moving on to the last one, had to be the Project Scorpio announcement. This is their new console that's releasing in 2017. Nobody thought it was going to happen, but I think that really carried the show. It stole it at the very end. They announced it and everybody was just like, holy shit, 4 times better than the Xbox One, 6 teraflops, my god. That was one of the best mic drops that has ever happened in an E3 conference by Microsoft. Now moving along to some of the negatives, whenever they had the Minecraft panel, that was so cringeworthy, and that should have never happened at the Microsoft conference, so that was definitely a downside. Now the next part is whenever they were showing some of the EA stuff, and everybody had seen it at the EA Play conference, and they just should not have put that in. It was really just filler content. It was really boring, and I think that's about it. I mean, if they would have had more games at their conference this year, it would have been better, but I'm glad that they actually showed games that had release dates instead of games that were releasing, you know, not for like another 3 years. Now moving right along to the PlayStation conference, they played it pretty safe this year, but I think all in all, it was a great conference for them. They were at an epic theater and they had an awesome orchestra that was just, it just made the whole experience amazing, which I think whenever it comes to innovation in their conference, they win 100% this year. Now moving on to some of the games that they showed that I really saw, and they were pretty notable to me. I think I'll buy these games. Were first of all, God of War 4. That game looked incredible. It almost looks like an Uncharted 4, but God of War, and I think it was so amazing. I thought it was going to be like Horizon Zero Dawn, but no, it's God of War, and man, does Kratos look amazing in that game, and I cannot wait to play it. Moving along to the Death Stranding, which is the new Hideo Kojima game, and that was another notable part of the show. Now obviously it's not going to be releasing for a while. I don't really think we even got much of the information about that, but I think it was really cool to have Hideo Kojima at the show. That was definitely a big positive. Days Gone looked pretty amazing, another zombie type game, which I'm gonna play the shit out of that one. They had a laundry list of amazing first party titles, and I'm just so hyped about that. They had Horizon Zero Dawn, Detroit Becomes Human. Those 2 games looked pretty amazing. They had Spider-Man by Insomniac. That was a huge plus to the show. They showed The Last Guardian again, which, well, I don't even know when that game is gonna come out, probably not until like forever. They had Crash Bandicoot Remastered, which was also pretty freaking awesome. And I mean, they had a big list of VR games that are releasing on the PSVR, which will be pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all the games they showed. I think that whenever it comes to video games and, you know, the actual games shown at this year's conference, they fucking killed it. They did amazing. They 100% did better than, you know, Xbox in that aspect. Now to give you guys some of the things that I think are negatives is, one, they showed way too much of VR. That was kind of a snooze fest for me because I'm not a big fan of VR. I might try the PSVR. I don't really know. I personally think that releasing a VR headset for a console that can barely play The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt at 30 FPS is probably not the best idea, but you know, I'm not going to be too skeptical about it. I think whenever they release the PS4 Neo, the VR headset will make more sense, but at this current time it didn't. Now that goes to my last point. It's a perfect segue, and they didn't give us any information about the PS4 Neo. I was really surprised they didn't, even though they did leak it. I thought that they were going to change their conference a little bit just to give us a small teaser, but they just decided not to do it. I think if they would have given a teaser for the PS4 Neo before they went into the VR stuff, that would have been huge huge for them, but they decided to stay away from it, which was kind of a negative in my opinion. Now to wrap this video up, I think both conferences did an extremely good job. I think Xbox finally was able to, you know, dig themselves out of the hole that they put themselves in 2013, and I think Sony had another consistent year. Now, as for the question of who won this year, I would say that Sony just barely won. Microsoft pulled out all the stops this year, and they just could not win over all of the games that Sony showcased. Now, if Microsoft would have shown games that were a little bit further away from their release date, they probably would have won. But at the end of the day, the real winner were the consumers, and the real loser was our wallets. That's all for this video, guys. Let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. Who do you think won this year's E3? Was it Microsoft? Was it Sony? Was it your wallet? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you guys could do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, guys, this has been your boy Nemo, and I'm out. Peace.
Bring the madness.